Well, today we're going to be talking about narrative writing for fourth grade. So let's get to it. In the first lesson, lesson one, yes, we can appreciate it here. Sentences that tell a true story. They involve certain specific things. They have elements that make them important, interesting, and colorful. We have the example here in a big paragraph, but we're going to explain it here right in the right. So let's come down here. We have to understand one basic thing about any kind of sentence. They are a group of organized words in a structure that expresses an idea. And that structure is they have a subject, they have a verb, and they have an object. That's the structure that the sentence in English has. And with that on hand, we understand that sentences become more specific and colorful by having special elements that will make them more interesting for reading. For example, we have the words and me, that's one important element, that's when you write. The descriptive words, which are very important. The events that specify specific times during the day. Details, special things that happen to make them interesting, and transition words that will give it a more specific, in detail way of seeing it. Let's check a little bit further here. The words in me, it means the following things. There's descriptive words, the events, the details, and the transition words. We're going to apply them to an example. Our example for today will be called a visit to the market. We all know what a market is because our mom goes normally there. Just imagine this. By having this specific way of putting the words into the sentences, words in me, you say, I went to the market this morning. And then by adding special descriptive words, I was so happy buying fruits. You're expressing your feelings. And the events, then I bought oranges. You are saying that as you are walking and checking places and buying and asking, then it passes time. Those are the events. Then comes the details. I was eating sweet fruits. So not only you were walking, you were talking to people, you were buying things, but you were also eating sweet fruits. And then we have the transition words, which specify the times in a specific location, in this case, the market. So it closes, in this case, it closes my visit to the market. So it says, in the end, it was fun. So going to the market is not boring. It's interesting and it's fun. Let's keep on checking more information about this. We can say that that in the following example, we have another one for lesson 2. We say friendly letter. A letter, even though letters nowadays, because of the technology, you might think that they are no longer used. Not quite. They still need to be used. Let's check some information about the letters. Letters have parts that make them function and place or transmit information to another person. So we can check very quickly. Here are some of the elements, the parts. And here is the example letter. Let's go down here, and in this right side, we can say that the definition we can apply it as it is a formal document used for communication. That's the difference of having a letter and communicating with someone on the cell phone, by WhatsApp or by Facebook and all those things. A letter is a legal formal document that is still used nowadays. The letters have 5 parts which we are going to be checking. For example, it has a heading, a greeting, a body, closing, and a signature. These are very important elements, and we need to understand how they function so that a letter can be written correctly. You might say, why do we have to write letters? Because they are no longer necessary. Let's put an example. Our example for today will be going to a party. When you are invited to a party, you don't go to a party just the way you are. You go through a small process in order to attend to the party of your friend. First, you receive the invitation, and then for the day to come, you take a shower, you brush your teeth, you put on new clothes or clean clothes, and you get a present. You buy a present for that friend so that you can assist to that party. So as you can see, the party becomes important if you do these steps. Same way with the letter. If you go through that process of placing the information and using that document, it becomes a formal, important document necessary to use. A little bit below here are the parts, so you can appreciate in colors, the heading, the greeting, the body, the closing, and the signature. The heading refers to the date, to the place where the person lives and is located. The greeting, it is the person to whom the letter is sent to. Then there's the body. See, the body is this part here. It is the central information that is used for the letter, for the things that you have to share with your friend. And then there's the closing, in which you conclude writing a letter. And then you put your name, the name of the person, so that document becomes very formal by the way you use it. Let's see if we can try to do a small example so that you can understand better and you can do your letter in your book. Here in this example, on page 17 in your book, lesson 2, here is the letter in blank that you are to complete, to write. As you can see, these spaces here, they have a specific name and importance to the letter. For example, here's the heading, as we mentioned it, and here we're going to be seeing the address and the date when the letter is written. Then we have the greeting, see, to the person that you are writing the letter to. And then we have the body, the central information that goes in 2 or 3 parts, as when the things that you share with your friend. And then when you finish, then you do the closing, and right after the closing, you write your name. You see how easy the letter is? Let's see if we can do an example. Today we're writing a letter to a friend. See, these are 2 girls, and they're writing a letter to each other. So let's see what they can say. In the heading, this girl lives in this place. See, this is the way we write addresses in our city in Guatemala. So we say Casa 10, Manzana 14, Residenciales Tacalica Baja, Zona 27, Guatemala Ciudad, July 25, 2020. This has to be written in Spanish because It is international, and it is not a good idea to translate it. Then there's the heading. The girl is called Michelle. So we go, Dear Michelle. And then in the body, we're going to invite. See, I want to invite you to my house, but virtually. See, you know that because of this coronavirus, you cannot come. We will do many things. First, I will call you on the phone on WhatsApp video. Then after that, we can play some video games online. I will show you my room and you can show me yours. All my family is connecting for Zooming after supper. You can join us. After that, we all go to bed. I hope you can join us. It will be fun. So that's the central information that this girl wants to share with her friend, Michelle. See? So she finishes the letter saying, Your friend, and her name, Carla. Your friend, Carla. So as you can see, this order, these elements are necessary for the letter so that it has an importance in the message that you're saying to your friend. Let's continue. In the next lesson, we're going to be describing sentences that describe. This is for lesson 3. See, as we can appreciate, this is on page 18. Sentences that describe tell the reader about places, things, feelings, senses. The senses is 5 senses: touch, hear, taste, those things. And here, see, look, smell, taste, feel, and sound. These words here will give the information that you write more emphasis, and it will be more interesting to read. The parts of that sentence, as I said here, there's one main idea, sense words, details, and the specific sense that is going to be placed. So as you can see, here is another way of writing the information, the paragraph, main idea, sense words, and details. And there's a list of sense words: round, blue, sound, fast, loud, fuzzy, yellow, and dusty. This is a way of writing very nice, and it's in a rich way. And if you follow that, then it will become very easy for you to write for your exercises. So here on the next page on 19, here's your practice exercise. When I look outside the window, I can see. So imagine this: birds flying, 2 dogs chasing a poor cat, a horse. See, something is happening outside. Then it says the air outside feels. So the window is open and you feel nice, fresh, and the air is clean for breathing. Maybe there are trees. I can hear the sound of, see, you listened, of a motorcycle that is coming close, so it's getting very close to the house. I can smell, see, with the nose, the fresh water from the river. So there's a river that is very close to the house, and you can smell it. You can smell the fresh water. Its shape, see? It is like a number 8, so it's like very big, and it has like 2 big circles as it moves. It feels nice and relaxing. Rivers give you that. And then the last one, it looks like a small fountain in my house. So If you observe the examples here, the words that we use, sentences describe, they give specific words, they use our senses so that we can understand in a much better way. Moving on to the next example, lesson number 4, the story pre-writing. Pre-write means before you write something formal and official. Parts of a true story. Here are some of the examples. One event really happened. A clear beginning, middle, and end. See? Beginning, middle, and end. That's the order that any story can have. Main idea and important details told in time order. Let's kind of check a small example here so that you can try to complete your exercise. Today, we're going to be talking about pets. But pets are many. You know, you can have, there are cats, there are dogs, there are lizards, there are even spiders and things. So you select something specifically from pets. How about dogs? Well, dogs are very common. We all have dogs. Big sizes, small dogs, medium size, big dogs. And in order to write something nice about a dog, we need to do examples, which is called brainstorming. In Spanish, it's called lluvia de ideas, and it's necessary to practice so that you can get the best information to develop your story. So let's check some examples. There are dogs that sleep too much. Maybe you have one of those. There are dogs that love their masters. Very nice dogs. Dogs are too little. You know, the Chihuahua kind of those. Dogs chasing cats. Normally dogs love to chase cats. So I think all dogs do. Dogs that lost their home. Sometimes dogs, when they go outside the house, they cannot come back, and they have a difficult time coming back to the house. Dogs that are too old, and many more. So we need to select one of these to talk about. So we decided to select this one, dogs that lost their home. Sometimes there are sad stories about our dogs. So we can say that dogs that lost their home, dogs cannot return to the house. See? So they stay outside the house. And if that happens, they go onto the streets. Streets can be dangerous for dogs. They almost get hit by a car. You know, that's sometimes dogs have accidents because they're hit by cars. And when they cannot come back home, dogs, they sit sad and cry in the streets. Sometimes we get to see some of these things. So as you can see, with this information like this, we can develop a small paragraph and a story to tell. In this case, this is a sad story, but there are many other stories. Let's continue to our other lesson. Lesson number 5. A true story is about something that really happened. And again, you know, the parts is beginning, middle, and end. You need to be organized to tell the story. Beginning, the important sentence details, and ending, and all that. See? It's important. Let's try to complete a small exercise here so that you can get it clear and you can complete it in your book. It says, boom! I heard a loud crash from our dining room. At first, see, so what happens here is that you were busy doing something, and then suddenly there was a big sound, boom, like a bomb, see? So it says, I thought they were the children playing soccer, because sometimes that happens. So then there's the word then. Some lady screamed, "Poor boy in the bicycle." Then while, see, special words during, many people started to gather outside my house. See, there many people were getting outside the house. So I was so worried to what was happening that I called the police. Later, see, the paramedics took the boy to the hospital. See, the bomberos came and they took the boy to the hospital because he was hurt. Next, the bicycle was left outside my house. Everybody left, but they left the bicycle. After that, I repaired the bicycle like new. Finally, the boy came and saw his bike and got so happy. We are best friends now. So as you can see, these words here, then, while, I was so, later, next, after that, finally, these are words, transition words, see, that help our story be placed in order so that people can understand it clearly.